I used to say I only bet on sure things. And then I started homesteading. So the freeze came, and so these guys, I took it on good authority that the freeze was coming. And rather than let all of these just melt, I operated on the sure thing and cut them so I would have a beautiful bouquet. At the same time, these ones were forming seed heads, and so they're drying out. Our friend and fellow channel, Loose Natural, he said, I could never do that. Well, you'll be challenged to do things that you never thought you could do. You can, because you must. And the rewards are a huge payoff. Right, Jazzy? Right, Buttons? So I'm glad he asked that, or said that, in praise of me. Oh, I could never do what you guys did. Things have had worse hardships here since we came here. Like Barbara is the sole survivor out of a box of 20 of her kind, 20 blue slate turkeys. She's the only one that survived. In the latest chapter of Nature Humbling Us comes sheep husbandry. And my main man here, Mr. Petroglyph, look at him. He backs up. He's staging some violence. And you can kind of barely tell on his horns there, he's got blood-stained horns. And that's because October is breeding season for sheep. And so because he could not coexist with his fellow ram aristocrat, he is now living alone until we expose the ewes that we've selected for him to breed. So, tough luck, Petroglyph. Because looky here, I wondered, should I clean him up before filming? I waited a couple days, so at least the blood has dried. But Petroglyph bashed Aristocrat's head in, and blood was just flowing down to his side cheeks there. It was horrific. And I was like, are we going to lose our prize St. Clair ram? The gentle and good one? Aristocrat is a darling. And Petroglyph is, he's a scrappy cur. So I wondered, should I clean up Aristocrat before showing you the drama and trauma of sheep husbandry and getting credit for, caring for some orphan kittens just paled in thinking about how difficult it is to do animal husbandry of sheep, because these guys are big and they're strong and they're hormonal. They have their witchy ways about them, and this polled ram he's defenseless against the shorter statured but armored head of Petroglyph. But he's actually way more valuable and produces way more beautiful, tall offspring that are ready for market. Anyways, so I decided to show you the unvarnished truth of what can happen if you allow rams to coexist just past that moment of hormone obnoxiousness. Good things flow from bad things on homesteads and in nature. And that little bitty pen that you just saw Aristocrat recovering from his head once in is where we were keeping the little guys. His little market lamb son there that we're calling Snowflake, and then Petroglyph's 3 boys. All of these, we care for them, we want the best for them, but they're all going to freezer camp. And now they have this large paddock because Petroglyph had to come out of Ramlandia, and we had to scramble and create another place for these grow outs to grow. And they are really enjoying it. And that's how blessings flow from hardships. So you guys know these girls. This is the ewe flock. And so now, now that the rams have already been separated, that had to happen for them to get exposed to the correct rams for our breeding schedule. Now we have to actually create that breeding schedule. And so let's go through these girls one by one. I'll introduce you to them by name. So you know Mrs. Robinson, she's very prominent. And she will be going to Aristocrat for her second breed with him on our property here. And she had twins. She had that white rambling that we were calling Snowflake, and twin sister Taylor, and she is big. You can tell how big she is compared to the black bellies, and she's a good 70% of her adult body weight, as you can see with her next to her mama. So Matt is thinking that she's going to go to Petroglyph for her first breeding. And next to Mrs. Robinson is Nescafe. Nescafe is, she's, I would say, like midline tame of the black belly ewes, and she's a good size. She had twins, but one twin did not survive. One of her babies is one of those ramblings. So I'm thinking she's larger statured, so she'll go to Aristocrat. This one here is Goody Two Shoes. She is the one that escapes out of any of our fencing that we've had. She's even jumped over the nucleus fencing, but she was a great mama. She had twins, both did well. One of them is over there with the ramblings, and one of them is here. Probably this one. That is a eweling that we've named Florence. And then, let's see. I already told you about Nescafe. Next to Nescafe, that one is Evie. That's a ewe lamb born to Heathers. And she's a good size, but the black bellies take a little bit longer to mature. So I think we're going to exclude her. And the one I just mentioned, this one, Florence, as well as this little dun one. That this is a small one. Can't remember who her mama is, but because she's a dun color, Faye Dunaway, Bonnie and Clyde. So we have kind of a bit of a movie theme going. And so this is Bonnie, and she's going to be excluded as well for this juncture. Running up behind her and chasing the cat is Surprise. That's a big gal. And Trixie Sixie escaped and bred early and lambed Surprisey here, I want to say in February. And she's like 70% of her body weight, so she too will be exposed to Petroglyph. Let me have a look. who else to cover. They're interested in Fleeter meows or she holds her own. All right, let's continue along here. Yep, that's Two Shoes. I was telling you, we're going to have to cull her because she leads the others out of bounds. She hops out of every fence, even though she had good, healthy twins. This one on the left with the white tail tip, that one is a very shy one. When we first got her as a tiny little lamb, she jumped through a cattle panel window. So she got named Escape. And she did a great job mothering twins. So she's probably going to go to Aristocrat for her second go-around, because we think she can handle the larger hybrid. If you look, this center left one with the smooth fur, that's a ewe lamb. That's Evie. That's the single baby of her mama Heather's, who's right here in front of me. Heather's is the smallest of the adult ewes. And she's very friendly. Hi, Heather's. Anyways, she is probably going to get bred to petroglyph again because she's smaller statured and she did not have twins. So let's see if I can make sure I got them all. Fleeter Mouse, you're a bold little cat. So I think I named everyone, and so now you know that some, sheep husbandry is going to be tough. Like I said, we had to dispose of one carcass when Nescafe had twins and only one survived. That was rough. And we may have to find a new home, or put it in freezer camp. Miss Goody Two Shoes because of her wandering ways. So having to separate the rams needed to happen even without the violence. Okay, I'm gonna rescue Fleeter. Hold on. There's Fleeter. I rescued her. They really pile on, these sheeps. Oh, why did you jump back inside, Fleeter? You should have gone out. Well, animals make their own choices. So as much as we try to control the goings-on of nature, nature always humbles us. I kind of feel like Fleeter's asking for it at this point. I mean, I don't want any harm to come to her. But if she keeps jumping into, the mosh pit, she might get roughed up a little bit. All right, I'm going to rescue her as soon as I close this video. But until then, you'll see that we have organized these ewes into 3 units. Petroglyphs girls, Aristocrats girls, and the little ewe lambs that are too small to breed yet. And until we talk next, cheers and blessings.